Hi everyone, in this video I want to talk about 4 different things. The first thing is very quick. New pair of shoes that I got. These are Nike shoes, and I think they look pretty cool. I like them. That's why I bought them, because I thought they looked pretty cool. And they're pretty comfortable too. But those will essentially just be for me going to school and wearing those, because I wear tennis shoes to school because they're comfortable. And the older shoes that I have I'll just wear when I go and do whatever shenanigans that I do or run or any of that sort of stuff. But I got those. I thought that was interesting enough to at least share, because that was a random thing that's happening. But the other thing that is new that I will be talking about in this video is the new camera that I'm getting. I also want to talk about mental health and related to lifting and how that is improved because of that, and also an update to my training. So those will be the 4 things: the tennis shoes and all the 3 things that I just mentioned. So I guess we'll get into all of that shenanigans. You may be surprised to hear that I'm getting a new camera after just getting this new one. This is only a couple weeks old at the very most. I forget exactly how long ago I got it, but it wasn't very long. So I'm still able to return it to the Amazon person that I bought it from without incurring extra charges. I can get a full refund and all of that, which is really good. But the big issue that I have with this camera, and it's not really a huge issue, and it's a pretty small thing, but it's the audio. And the audio on the camera, like I said before and when I did the review, isn't bad. It's actually pretty good, especially compared to my last camera. But what you can't do, you can't add an external mic or anything like that to the camera to improve the audio, to record the sound, directly to the video. And so for me, that was not a good thing. I wanted to be able to improve the audio from what is on board with the camera, because I don't think it's as good as I could record with the other microphone that I'd have. And essentially with that, I would have to do the same thing I did with my last camera, is to record the actual video of me talking and then sync it with the audio of me talking. And that's a lot more work and a pain to do. I wanted to be able to do it all in one step. That's the big reason why I wanted to get this camera. 1 is for the higher quality video, and 2 is to have that simplicity of being able to record in with high quality video and audio and have that just there and not having to do extra steps to get a decent video. But the new camera that I'm getting allows me to put the external mic on, and I bought one of them. It is a cheap external mic. I may upgrade in the future, but I want to see how a cheap one works, to see if it works for my purposes. Since I'm talking pretty close to the camera, I'm not doing anything too crazy where there's a lot of other noise and whatnot. So hopefully the cheap one works, but I may eventually upgrade to a nicer one in the future, but we'll see about that. I'll put a link down below of the exact camera I got. It's a Panasonic something. I forget the full name of it, but you'll be able to see all the specs and stuff of it. The camera can actually record in 4K, which is a feature I don't know how much I'll actually use, but I may play around with to see how it looks and how I can edit and stuff with it, because if it's a really big pain to edit, I probably won't do it. But if it's not too bad and it records a little bit better video, then I may try it out to see how it works. So you perhaps could be seeing some 4K video, which is kind of cool to see sometimes, because there is a slight difference from when I've seen it, but I don't know. I'm still a bit iffy about it, but it's there. It wasn't a selling point of the camera, because the selling point of the camera is that it cost pretty much the same as this one, and it still had the screen that flipped up, and that's a big thing that I like, is being able to have myself centered in the video when I'm recording it and not having to worry about double checking to make sure I'm centered, or if I move this way or this way if I'm out of the frame. So that still has that feature with it. So when I get that, like I said, I'll do a review of it, and once I figure out how to use it, that'll most likely be Thursday tentatively, because it arrives Monday. So next video will still probably be with this camera, but the video after that will be with the new camera, hopefully, and hopefully it'll have a little bit better audio of me talking. The actual video of me in the gym will be pretty much the same, so you won't see too big of a difference on that front. And I also probably won't take the external mic to the gym to record my gym audio, because most of the time I talk over the gym audio, so it isn't as if I need to have all that crisp sound of that. And honestly, the onboard microphone should be sufficient to hear you banging the weights or whatever noise goes on in the weight room. That I'm not worried about that audio, just the audio of me talking and that sort of shenanigans. But that's really about it that I have to talk about with that. So let me know what you think about the new camera that I'm going to be getting. And like I said, you can see that down in the description down below. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is the kind of the mental benefits that I get from lifting weights. And there's a lot of science behind exercise benefiting the mental health of people. But a lot of that research that's been done, at least a lot that I've seen, is deals with cardiovascular exercise. So not lifting weights, like running and doing cardio things, so things for more than 30 seconds to get that aerobic aspect of exercise in. And I think there are benefits to resistance training, the kind of training that I do, because anecdotally I feel the benefits of it. And when I got really stressed last week because I didn't work out I missed one of my workouts, but then school kind of just stressed me out, so I was like, I have to work out a day early. I went and worked out, felt great. So I think there are tangible benefits to working out, and perhaps if any of you know of actual research that's been done on that front, let me know about that, because I'd love to have that in my arsenal if I'm talking about these kind of things. But for me, even lifting heavy, I feel like I get more of a benefit from that. So the intensity of the exercise, I feel like, helps me more than just the actual physical act of exercising. I still get a benefit even if I would go in and do accessory movements, which is arms, or little light things that aren't that strenuous. I feel like I still get a benefit from that. But when I know I'm going to go in and lift heavy, or to do this whatever heavy set with a high reps, or whatever with a higher intensity workout, and however you want to define that, I feel like I get more of a benefit from that, especially when I'm more stressed. The more stressed I am, the more of a benefit I get from that, if that makes any sense. But I always feel better after I work out, and I feel better now based on my new training schedule, where I train for less amount of time and it's more frequently. I think for at least me, perhaps it's for the same for other people, but I feel like that's the more optimal way to train, as far as the mental aspect. There can be lots of arguments from the physical aspect, but mentally, being able to go in frequently and having that constant ability to relieve stress is beneficial to me, knowing that I can go in every single day and do something and not have to worry about I have to wait 2 days before I go, and having that stress build up, being able to have that constant relief. And perhaps it's also an effect from me doing cardio, and at the gym that I'm at now, the World's Gym, I can do there's stationary bikes and treadmills. There's a lot more area to do cardio stuff, so I'll most likely be able to do more of that when I'm there. And there's cardio stuff at my apartment complex, which I haven't used yet, but I do plan on using at some point. So I do include the cardio, so it could be some of that as well. But I really do feel a benefit from lifting heavy and training hard, and training in the way that I do. And I'm curious with all the other people, because a lot of you do the same kind of things that follow my videos, if you feel you get those same kind of benefits, and how those benefits change if you train more frequently or less frequently, or if you're just going in to do light accessories, or if you're training a really crazy heavy day, and how that kind of affects you mentally. Because we can talk about the physical aspects and training about that all day, but I do think the mental part of it is quite interesting, because I don't know, I find that kind of stuff interesting. But let me know what you think on that front down below, as well as the camera shenanigans, and we'll get into the last part of this video. The last part of this video, I just wanted to give a quick workout or training update. With the higher frequency training, I was able to go in the first day when I made the video talking about it. Initially, I did squat and deadlifts, and then yesterday, I went in, just did Olympic lifts. I guess I did overhead press, so kind of not an Olympic lift, kind of is. But I went and did clean and jerks, or clean and push press, I guess technically, and snatches, and overhead press, and that was it. And that was my workout. And I really like that because it wasn't that strenuous, because I'm kind of weak at those lifts, but also you don't have that eccentric, so you're able to just drop the weights without having to, do the eccentric portion of the motion. And I do want to keep that day in there, because I do like having that ability just to focus in on the Olympic lifts and without being fatigued from squatting or benching or anything prior to doing that. But today when I went to work out, I did deadlifts and bench, and then some accessory stuff with my arms. And when I go in tomorrow, I want to do some back extension, like the Pete Rubbish style, and some front squats, and just some other accessory stuff. So my weekends will be probably, the way that I'm shaping up my workouts, I do like the structure of it, because I'll have less to do, and then I'll add more accessories in, as well as being able to add more cardio. So my time in the gym will be less, which is nice because I'm training more frequently, so that should be less. But with that time that I'm in the gym, I'll be able to have my focus on like the big important lifts, and then add more accessories in, which I think will help just me recovering between workouts if I'm doing things like lateral raises and curls and tricep extensions. They won't help me get, you know, so many more gains and all of that shenanigans, but I think they'll help me recover in between workouts and help to balance out different weaknesses that I do have or may have in the future. And I'll be able to do more cardio, which I personally like doing. At least not like crazy amounts. I'm not like a cross country runner, but I like doing enough because I feel like it's really healthy to have some cardiovascular health. So whether it's stationary biking or jump roping or different things like that. And I guess the last part of the update that I will talk about is because of all the different equipment that is available at the World's Gym, I do want to start doing some more plyometric stuff, whether it be box jumps or whatever other shenanigans that I can think of. The box jumps are a big one because I want to improve jumping. That's always been an interest of mine, as well as maybe doing some sprint type of work, but mostly like the jumping stuff because I really do enjoy that. But I want to add that in. I haven't figured out how I'm going to configure that into my weekly routine, but it's something I want to play around with. And I think in the next video I want to give an update about deadlifts and kind of what I'm trying to do as far as that programming with that, because there I'm trying some different things, and at least so far, I mean it's only been a couple days, but I feel really good with my deadlift stuff right now, and I feel like I could go and deadlift again right now, and I just deadlifted really heavy today, so I do like that. And so I'll talk about more that, and that will hopefully be on Monday, perhaps. It all depends when I can get the video up and do all that. But I'm going to try to be a lot more consistent with my videos. I've been pretty consistent, but I want to be even more, I want to be even better, always constantly improving. And hopefully with that new camera, with the improved audio on the camera and all that shenanigans, I'll be continually improving the quality of the video, and hopefully I can continue to be good about editing and getting these up at a good time, because with school it's kind of hard for me. It's either really early in the morning or really late at night because I'm in school all day, so it's difficult for me to get this up at a good time for people to see, but I feel like I'll end the video with this question: would you rather me upload really early in the morning? And this is obviously based on my time. I know some of you are in different parts of the world, so all the times vary, but very early in the morning before I work out, so it'd be like 3 or 4 a.m. or late in the evening, so it would be 7 or 8, 9 p.m., possibly even 10 p.m. So either really late at night, I guess not really late, but at night, or really early in the morning. Which would you prefer as a viewer? Because I could do either. It's just that time that I would like to, like that 4 to 7 time, I can't be consistent about that just because I'm usually at school or eating dinner or doing other things during that time. But let me know what you think. If really early in the morning or at night, which would you prefer as the viewer? Because I can do either, really. It isn't that big of a deal for me to switch between one or the other. But yeah, let me know what you think about that. Any other questions or comments that you have in this video, please leave them down below. And as always, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.